What up? Peace, peace, peace. Just want to come back with another video. First and foremost, good morning. Hopefully, the Most High and your house shall bless you on the day, man. And honestly, man, you know what? Yeah, man. Honestly, yeah, man. By His mercies, we aren't consumed, man. I had to realize that, man, because even right now, man, I'm kind of thinking about kind of going through little things, but it could be worse, man. But when we're alive in Him and your house shall in the spirit in the body, like better you than He that's in the world, like the brother was going into, like the brother said, I'm be a firstborn on thing last night was going into. So yeah, man. Because honestly, man, and not realizing that there's a time and season for everything. For this affliction, it's all a part of life, man. It's not even what I'm going through now. It's kind of like little things, little guardrails, but it's not really that big a deal. But actually, shout out to the brother Assembly of Firstborn, man. All of, like my brothers and sisters who I met throughout this walk, inside this walk, and things of that nature. But he kind of alluded to this last night. I mean, in the class, but also I was kind of thinking about this, man, because I was on my way home walking, and a little sister, a little girl, like a little baby, so she's like 2 or 3, and she said, "Hey," I was like, "Hi," but it is. I was like, no, man. I kind of wanted to touch on this again, revisit this, man. The fact that we're a family, man. Like this is the nation in general, the nation of Israel, 12 tribes. That word tribe is like that one of the synonyms is family. So because a lot of times, like shout out to brother Ratazan from Believers Away out in California. He said, listen, man, our people think a lot of times family is just their immediate family or extended family, like their personal family. No, like or a nation as a family, man. Because because when I said, hey, I was like, man, I look at it, that could be like, like a little sister, like things of that nature, man. Because I was actually start working at a school or another school again, and now this school was kind of like, wow, this is a kind of like a neighborhood school, not too crazy, but and I was in the I was in a class with the students with behavioral problems, man. But you know what it is too. I was kind of looking. I was like shaking my head, but I was like, wait. I had to remind myself, man. But I was like, no, man. But because when you listen to them, like because when I was listening to them, like talk and things of that nature, I was like, okay, these babies ain't getting love, man. Because they're very bright. They knew it, but it's a sad that the fact that that's why I always said like it's okay to be Trey, man. Like it's okay to be that way. Because you come from a certain area, you don't mean you have to be that way. Honestly, man, because it's okay to be like because Trey. In the real time, like most people that was in that life in the streets, they respect you more when you start being yourself. Because why? Our people, man. A lot of times we had to. It's cool to be stupid. It's cool to be dumb. Like that just goes into like I think the brother Chronicles of Judah pointed that out a while back, man. Like a lot of times like we shun people with that now. Like nowadays it's kind of more as like we still do that, but now it's kind of like well we still do that now. You know it reminds me of this. Actually, let me grab this in part because it's we just shit. We just like that's why. But it's nothing new, man. Because we still the same people that chose Barabbas over Yahweh, man. Or like Proverbs 17:15 still says like choosing like the wicked over the righteous, even on a natural level in the worldly sense. Like we always choose the thug and the gangster and the street nigga over just the regular 9 to 5 when the regular brother that's just going there to do the work. Honestly, and we're not the only people that does this, but we do. Well, honestly, we do it the most. Because I'm thinking, I say that because think about. I think a brother mentioned it a while back. I think it was on Chronicle Judah Patreon or YouTube channel. Like it's like the movie Bronx Tale, man. Because remember I forgot his name in Bronx Tale. The main character, his name. His pops like he had a job. He was like the perfect example for him. Like he's a working man every day. Went out there. Went out there, worked hard, and got what he got. Worked for what he got to provide for him. But his son was just intrigued. He was like of he took heed more into like the mobster. He's more towards criminality. He was more like that. Sonny was more like a I think that was his name. Sonny was more like a father figure, was a spiritual father to him. And don't get me wrong though, because I touched on that in the past, like, because you can learn from like I said, like there's a difference between elders and OGs, like because I'm saying in the worldly sense, man, because of course, and the elders of the scriptures, they're gonna guide you through the faith of the Most High, your house shines, law, statutes, and commandments, and they're gonna lead you to the Most High and the Son more, and they're gonna give you wisdom off of their experience. And also too, there's actually elders in even now in regular life. the world. Like, they're gonna teach you humility, honor, how to actually be a man, what makes a man. But OG's gonna tell you what not to do, man. Like, they give you a lot of game. They tell you like what not to do, and they might give you a lot of points. Cause I have ran across and still got OGs to this day. But there's a difference. But then there's like the I say me and my homie say this all the time. Then there's the old heads, like those just like the Job 32 and 8. The age isn't always wise. Like I think like Whack 100 when I think it like that. Every time I was joking about that the other day, but I just think of Whack 100 like somebody like him. Like every time I read that Job 32 and 8, I don't know why, but it's funny to me. But anyway. Yeah, man, but we're a family though, man. But that's what I'm saying, man. Because those students, those young brothers and sisters they was really bright, man. And like but they was stressing the teacher out. And the brother, man, because the teacher was a Jake, man. He was, but the brother, he said something key. He said, listen, man, but like that's why he even said to what I'm about to allude to now, man. He said, listen, man, because with this no left behind the system, like in the past. Like 20 years, I think when George Bush was in office, whatever, when around that time I was growing up as well. Around that time, in the No Child Left Behind, I think he's one. I'm not sure, but he said, "Listen, man, I could easily just sign y'all papers and send y'all on your way." And I get tempted to do that. Like, listen, sign paperwork and get them out of my way. But he said, "No, man, I care about y'all too much, man." Because what he was saying indirectly is like, man, y'all could be my sons and daughters. Y'all could be my little brothers and sisters. My little nephews and nieces, man. That's what y'all. That's why I'm looking at y'all as, in the word and outside the word, man. That just is what it is. And I was like, yeah, I was in the back, like in the room. I was like, yeah, man, that's right, man, because that's where that compassion comes in, man. Because like a lot of times I could tell they was acting out because they just not getting love or they not receiving that attention. Because they're listen, man, our youth, I did touch on I do say it's a lot, but it's a balance too, because now these I'm saying it's and it is, even though sometimes you get frustrated with them, it's not their fault, it's not completely their fault. You can't blame them because they're not being trained up like Proverbs 22 and success. They're not being properly trained up in the faith in the law, if the faith of the Most High in house shine the law, statutes, and commandments. Their parents not in the word, even outside the word. There's not having core values. Their parents most of them were just accidents. To be honest, most of them, the parents were just lustful and just having sex or trying to get it on, hit it and then quit it. Then no baby happened. Not all the time, but then sometimes the circumstances due to poverty, doing the conditions or things of that nature, or their parents are like going are immature, man. They're still not, because honestly, these are the worst generation of parents ever. It is. I ain't gonna lie. But also too, it's on a balance on the side too, because a lot of times, it's this prophecy, Second Ezra 5 and 8, or Isaiah 3 and 12, even the children, or Isaiah 3, 3, a lot of the time, prophetically, the children are just going to get worse. They're just not into anything positive. You could be that, but only a few might cleave to it. But that's why I even did that video I did. That's why the Most High kins us to children, because only a few children, even the schools that last the year, they're only a few of them are going to be something, man. It's that's why, hence the spiritual reason why the Most High sense calls us children of Israel, man. Because because when I was now watching things experience things living out the word and seeing the Most High and how shine every aspect of my life. I see why he calls his children, man, because only a lot of them is going to be what they're going to be. They're going to be, unfortunately, degenerates and just not good. But there's going to be a few, but it's the same thing here. But not because I would say a lot of times too. A lot of times these children now are they ain't all the way there. They just kind of. But it's not all completely their fault, but but it is something, but it's a balance too, because certain times it's you could have a parent that does everything, but their child, that's why I call it the Tyreek syndrome. If y'all watch Power, they could come up in the good schools, come up in the private schools or a nice neighborhood, but they just want to do that. That's that Tyreek or from Power, that Ja Morant syndrome. That's just what it is, unfortunately. But because that's not always the case. Because how many times righteous men in the scriptures, they just have wicked sons. That's just, sometimes it is what it is. That's the Most High house has will for that. Because Samuel was no righteous man. Or what you call him, Noah. Even hey, Noah, Samuel. Isaiah. I think his son was Gideon. This. that's just gonna happen sometimes, and a lot of times this is like, you have a child that had a wicked father, but he was righteous. So like a Jonathan and the Saul things. This is a bounce. That's another conversation for another day. But yeah, man, I'm just saying that to say, man, like let's just get this Nehemiah real quick though. But yeah, man, it's a lot of times honestly they're not getting loved though, man. But we can't fully blame. You can't blame them too much, man. It's just really the generation beforehand, and like it's worthy us going away from the Most High Yahweh's word. Like that's why everything didn't fall in place. But you know, yeah, man, that's just is what it is, man. Let me get this Nehemiah though. But that's where that love comes in, though. You got love, man. We got to love one another, man. Especially instilling love within the children, man. Let them know that they're loved. That's why they're being like that second Edges 5 and 8 Mistress Monsters, man, because they never received love, man. Because nobody is loving them, hugging them, or even training them, or even correct them when they're wrong, man. It's a lot of things. But let's get that Nehemiah 4:14. And I looked and rose up and said unto the nobles and to the rulers and to the rest of the people, be not ye afraid of them. Remember the Lord, which is great and terrible, and fight for your brother and your sons and your daughters, your wives and your houses. So yeah, man, that's just is what it is, man. So yeah, man, that's just what it is. It says fight for your your what you call them, your brother and your sons, your daughters, your wives, and your houses, man. Not just only your individuals, man, your people, man, as well, man. And now we get it. Not all Israel's Israel, man. But listen, man, we gotta let me hit this Colossians 4 real quick, man, because this is really key, man. Cause like the brother and somebody first was going to last night, man. Like for those of us that grow up like whatever four corners of earth, or the earth that you're scattered in, whatever hood or whatever, like whatever kind of background that's bad, like kind of upbringing or bad neighborhood that you come from, like you gotta be that light to them, man. Honestly, man, because even your life just living it. Actually, I'm going to talk about that soon, Lord willing. But yeah, man, that's just is what it is, man. Because even our people scattered four corners of earth, man. Got people in different villages, reservations, or different lands, and shoot. But I'm saying America because that's where most of us reside at. But yeah, man, because you gotta be able to speak their language, man. You gotta know where they come from, be a light to them. But let me hit this Colossians real quick. Colossians 4 and verse 5, it says, walk in wisdom toward them that are without, redeeming the time. So yeah, man, and the next verse goes into like seasoned words of salt, know how to answer different people, know how to interact and engage with different people, like yeah, man, that's just is what it is, man. Like gotta be a light. That's what Yahushua said, man. Be the light, man, to those those that are without it, man, because that's why it's important. Because remember what he said, because he said in John 1, actually, you know what? Let me hit this Mark real quick, man. That's where that compassion comes in, man, on people, man, because these are actual people, man. These ain't like a lot of times, like these are people dealing with our Jake, man. Our people are dealing with real life things, man, real life situations, actual traumas, man. People like been, people witnessed their loved ones die in their arms, getting their head blown off in front of them, molested, raped, robbed, no orphans, no family, poverty, this nothing, or even in the house not receiving love, like never felt invisible, man. Things, all that things of that nature, man. Or like had loved ones trying to kill them, had their friends. There's all types of stuff. You name it, man. This is real life, man. It's like so. Let's get this Mark chapter 6 and 34. Now I'm gonna hit this Peter real quick. Yeah, man. I'm gonna hit this Peter real quick. First, we could then hit Mark, then hit Peter, because that's where we gotta be compassionate. But Mark chapter 6 and verse 34, he says, and Yahushua, when he came and saw much people, was moved with compassion toward them, because they were as sheep not having a shepherd. And he began to teach them many things. Yeah, he began to teach them many things. Yeah, man. So exactly, like not only, of course, the word exactly, but he was living. He was the word, and he was living the word as well, man. Because what did it say in Luke 24? They said what that mighty man. That mighty prophet of what he said, but what he did as well. Like it was his actions as well. Like it's how he lived. Like so that's actually Lord's will. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, man, that's just what it is. So Yeah, so let me get this First Peter real quick. Then I'm gonna hit that John probably, but First Peter 3 and verse 8. Yeah, man, this is it, man. It says, "Finally, be ye all of one mind, having compassion one of another, love as brethren, and pitiful, and be courteous." So yeah, man, that's what it is, man. Being kind, because one, it's talking about people inside the house, man, being on one accord, and like that's why in Acts it said, listen, they all had the same doctrine, man. They all was on of the same mind, man. That's what Philippians 2 and 2 says, man. But yeah, man, that's what's that doctrine? The doctrine of Yahushua, man. That doctrine of love, grace, and mercy, man. That's what it is, man. That's why in the brotherly, you know what it is too. I'm just thinking about this too, because I might have to touch on this a while back, right? I had touched on this too because I was reading my encyclopedia, right? I might do a little quick video on it. It's not really dealing with the word, but I was looking at my animal encyclopedia, right? And and I was looking at because it was right before the football season was about to start. And, I was just looking at the ball. I was looking at the bird section, and I was looking at the eagle because I don't know why. I was like, all right, cool, eagles. I was looking at it, man, and it says like the eagle, like they like to hunt. They like to stay in pairs, man. So pretty much, man. I was thinking to myself, like, it's very fitting why the Philadelphia team is called, like, it was very fitting for them to be called the Philadelphia Eagles. So this is another reason why they got named that, because something happened in 1933, like I don't know, that's another story for another day. But it's very fitting that the Eagles like that because it's pretty much brotherly love, man. That's it. And and it said that in the encyclopedia. I'll have to touch on and do a video about that the other day, but my point is that like when Yahushua, like shout out to brother Simeon Firstborn, because he said this, like because Yahushua, when you read it in Revelation about the churches, man, he never got on Philadelphia. And what does Philadelphia mean? Brotherly love, man. So like as long as like Proverbs 10 and 12 said, love covers all sins, man. Like First Corinthians says, if I don't have charity, I don't have anything. Like Paul says, or like Song of Solomon, love is stronger than death, man. As long as it's in love, like even inside the word, even outside the word, things are always going to be moved. The engine is always going to move. It's always going to Voltron is always going to stay together, like or like the Power Rangers, that little Megazord they have is always going to stay together. It's not going to break up, man, because it's always going to be in unison as long as it's moved in love, man. Shoot, that's mostly inside the word, man, too, and outside the word, man, too, because that's why a lot of times, even in both angles, man, people are so quick to come apart, man, because like it's not in love. No, let me hit this in Romans real quick. Let me hit this in Peter, then I'm gonna hit this in again, then I'm hit this in Romans, then I might go to John. It says finally, be ye all of one mind, having compassion on one another. Love as brethren. Love as brethren. Be pitiful and be courteous. Yeah, exactly, man. Be courteous, man. Be kind. Have some type of manners to one another. Be considerate of one another. Like I said, it says somewhere in Hebrews and Sirach about being considerate and things of that nature, man. Because that's why. But like but it's all prophecy, man. Because like the love of many, like how I says, wax cold, and we seeing that, man. And even like Second Timothy, which it's a lot of stuff I be want to go over with y'all, but but it is what it is. Lord's willing, I'll touch on that later. But let me hit this Romans real quick, and Romans 12 and 9. This is real love right here. Romans chapter 12 and verse 9. Let love be without dissimulation. Abhor with that which is evil and cleave to what is good. So yeah, man, it says let love be without dissimulation, man. Like that's dissimulation. What? Fake love. No, not actually really messing with each other. No, actually like, yo, that's actually my nigga right there. I actually mess with this person, like genuinely, man. That's just what it is, man. I know it's that inside the word, outside the word. I know it's now with the younger generation, man, because me growing up, a lot of times y'all brothers and sisters growing up, this had probably happened. Like I don't remember like being so quick to fall out with one another. I mean, we would get our arguments, sometimes fight with our friends or our loved ones for something, but then we would restore one another. Then we would come back and make up, man. But a lot of times I know now, especially with this younger generation, like especially working at school, they so quick to like fall out, man. But that's due to social media and thing. But that's also prophetic, man. The love of many whites and cold, man. But because that's what I always think of Genesis 50 and verse 50 in this, man. Because Joseph actually legitimately forgave his brothers. He legitimately, like, sincerely gave them. It wasn't no guile, there was no deceit. Like, no, I legitimately forgive, man. These my brothers, man. That's it, man. It's really love. It's because, like, because of love. That's why things would happen the way they happened, because the love was never there, man. But Yeah, man. Seriously, inside the word, outside the word, man. But honestly, man, because I gotta know somebody right now. Yeah, man, we family, man. Honestly, man. So, yeah, this is love be without dissimulation. It's Romans 12:9. The love be without dissimulation. Abhor that which is evil and cleave to that which is good. So, let me hit this John real quick. Yeah, man. That's why it says this. Cause this happens and I'm new on the sun now. This Nazareth was the hood as well, man. Shoot, it wasn't the best part as well, man. Like honestly, how Shah came from that as well, man. Cause think about it. Let's get this John chapter 1 and verse where's it at? Yeah, John chapter 1 verse 6. It says, listen, and Nathanael said unto him, it says, can anything good come out of Nazareth? Philip said unto him, come and see. So yeah, exactly, man. So yeah, that's why, like, that's what was the rough part, man. That's what it is. It ain't no different from, West Philly or Compton or Watts or New York and Brooklyn or or Baltimore or DC or, any other place or Jersey or or Boston or the roughest parts there or Cleveland, Ohio, Cincinnati. It's no different from wherever you at, man. Honestly, man, it's no different from that. Seriously, man. So honestly, the worst parts of that, man, Nazareth was no different, man. Honestly, man. So, but that's why it says walk with wisdom. That those were allowed, man. Just like your word, your actions. That's why it's so important how we carry ourselves. Even myself, man, I gotta be mindful how I carry yourself. A godly etiquette, man. Moving with those, teaching them because just the way you live your life can teach somebody as well. So, but yeah, man, we family, man. That's why you gotta look at can't just condemnation doesn't really work, man. Honestly, yeah, man, that's just is what it is, man. So, but yeah, let me get this John chapter. I'll read verse 47. And the thing, this will actually makes it because I did say Romans 9:6, all Israel is in Israel, because this is what makes you a true Israelite right here. And Yahushua saw Nathanael cometh unto him, saith unto him, behold, an Israelite indeed, in whom is no guile. So yeah, so whom is no guile, no deceit, no evil, no maliciousness, man. That's what an actual Israelite is, man. That kind of lines up with as controversial it may be, but no, man, that's what Revelation 2:9 and 3:9 is actually talking about. The synagogue of Satan. That's what it's talking about. It's talking about. It's actually more lining up with Romans 9:6 saying, "Not all Israel is Israel," or or like a synagogue of Satan. Because remember how Shah taught in synagogues, man. But because if you're not Cause yeah, man, that's why there's more line up more with John 8 and 40. That's another topic for another day. I'm kind of going on topic, but it's more line up with John 8 and 44 and that Revelation. But that's just another topic for another day. Shout out to Bert Kwame, Carl Mashah, and for bringing it out. But but yeah, man, it is what it is. That's just kind of another story for another day. But yeah, man, that's just is what it is. But know how I said too, that's all key, just because I am into learning new words each and each day. I try to learn a new word each day. It actually comes up on my email. But if you just think about break that word down, it says an Israelite indeed, indeed, in your, because indeed we know what indeed means. But if you just think about the word indeed, in your deeds, just break it down, because I'm not trying to sound like fake deep or nothing, but really think about it, indeed, your deeds, your actions. That's how you can tell, kind of what I was going into, man. But actually, let me just get to Luke real quick. Then I'm gonna close out with this. But Luke chapter 24. Because this is where Yahushua was. It says, Luke chapter 24, verse 49. And he said unto him, what things? He said unto him, this is when Yahushua appears to the talking about. When the two young men were talking, and he appeared to them. It's kind of like in his nature, like a thief of the night. Yahushua, that's a part of his nature. He's a thief. He's going to pop up on you when you don't expect it. That's why he's going to come back when there's a thief of the night. No man knows the time nor hour. That's just how he operates, man. Because I always say this, too, since I work in school. We're similar to, when we was growing up in school. Y'all come up, this they would say, the teacher, even though, they said they'll have a substitute, or the teacher wouldn't be there, right? So they have a substitute, right? So the class is acting all out, acting all crazy. crazy doing. They one jumping on the one turning the lights on and off, one making animal noises, one throwing papers, one is just screaming, like in this asylum or something like that. But then the teacher walks in, and it's an actual austere, serious teacher, like a Joe Clark type from Lean on Me type. Then the class just stops. That's how the Yahushua's coming back, man. Like no thief or not, because that's where that sincerity and truth is. He wants to see who was actually doing this, like who's not playing. But you had that one student in the back that was still doing the work, or just reading things in nature, or was still doing the work, was actually behaving. So that's how it is. But this how this part of Yahushua's nature, but Christ's nature. But it's Luke chapter 24 verse 19. And he said unto him, what things? And they said unto him concerning Yahushua Nazareth, which was a mighty prophet indeed, like remember I just said, indeed and word before Yahweh and all the people. So yeah, Yahushua didn't only talk it, but he lived it. Like he did it. Like I was actually talking about that with somebody in the lift the other day, man. I think Hamite, African, bro. I think it's from. He could have been Jake. He could have been. I don't know, but he was going to how how he's been how he used to work and things of that nature, and how he's trying to start your own business. But he's saying, listen, man, it's like people aren't going to respect you until they see you doing something. They're not going to do it unless they see you doing it. Because he was talking about leadership. I was like, yeah, man, I kind of gave a similar situation to actually talking about the streets earlier. Like, that's why if you ask most brothers most brothers that was in the street like that, they wasn't like, even they was down with a gang or a clique or something of that nature. They was going to do nothing until they saw the leader doing something. Until they see you do it, they're not going to do it. So until they see you do it, they're not going to do it. But sometimes, of course, you got people like, as far as the word, they're just not going to do it. That's just is what it is. It's not, even if you are example, they're not going to do it. But it is what it is, man. So yeah, man, that's what it is. So yeah, and Yahushua did that. He was that light, man. So he is the light. So it is what it is. So hopefully it's that fine. But yeah, man, we a family, man. I kind of bounce around different things, but yeah, man, we family, man. So we gotta look at that with compassion on your people, man, on people, man, like especially, man, can have one compassion on one another and that love, honestly, man. Now we know it's a time of season to things, man, because like like the Most High says, as His mercy shows His judgment, because there's a time like the judge matters, and to get it on people, but honestly, that's like because that goes into things how things aren't always judgment, man. Like because that's why I noticed one when I first came in the word too. Like because on the other side, before I came in the word, like in Christianity, things of that nature, it was just all about like the mercy, and the grace of it, and that's very true because it always was about the grace and mercy of Yahushua. But they had the zeal, just not according to understanding. Then their aspect in their mind, for majority of them, because there are majority of Christians, our brothers and sisters Christianity, that don't think you can do what you want. But there are like a small portion that I've encountered at least. But but that means you can just do anything. But when I came in the word, came in the knowledge, it's like everything is just a judgment, man. Everything the Most High, like it's just like this becomes this rigid person. That's not it, man. The Most High is not just always like judgment. Like Luke 9:56 says, man. Listen, He didn't came to destroy lives, man. He came to save them, man. So that's what our mission should be, like And they don't do it, they don't do it. It is what it is, but. Hopefully this is what it is, man. We just gotta make sure, like that Philippians 2 says, man, we work our own salvation, fear and trembling, man. Like or Second Ezra says, man, don't worry about how the wicked is gonna be destroyed or how the righteous is gonna be saved, man. Honestly, man. And it's like and there's still people in the word, like that still dealt with real life shit, man. Still dealt with all those traumas, all those real traumas. Because I say trauma because that word is overused now, but actual real things happen to them, real situations that happen to them. There's people in the word that's still dealing with that as well, man. So. It is what it is. Like, so hopefully it's edifying, man. So, because I've kind of been a little long with this, but it's all good. So, peace.